I lost myself a bit this year.
Bu karşı alana kendi getirdi ve faul. Sportmenlik dışı faul kararı geliyor. Enis. Farkın. Maçın bu bölümünde böyle bir şeye hiç gerek yok.
What's up, everybody? My name is Dylan Ennis.
Ennis, step back three is good.
Dylan Ennis düştü basket. Dylan Ennis
I'm shooting this because, it's always something I wanted to do. Being overseas, you don't get to see everything that goes into it. All you see is the highlights. You see, the Instagram posts. And not just for me, for all the guys who play overseas. And, I just want to be a voice for my story and for everybody else's story that play over there. It's not easy. We go through a lot of things, and I think, me speaking on it, it'll allow a lot of other guys to speak on it as well. The good times, but also the bad times. We go through a lot of adversity out there, but at the same time, we live a life that, we can't even imagine we're living. We're going from country to country, traveling around the world, getting paid, doing what we love. But there is a place behind all that, it's tough, it's dark. We're away from family, friends, celebrations, birthdays, funerals. It's not easy to, just be away this amount of time. I'm shooting this because, it's to tell you guys my story, and, I think it'll resonate with, other players overseas. But if you don't know my story, I've been playing overseas for 6 years. I've played in Serbia, Monaco, Spain, Andorra, and now Turkey. What they say, when your family's happy, you're happy. If you're happy, you play better. So that's always my main concern when I'm picking teams. I signed with Galatasaray in the summertime, and my wife was happy, my kids were happy, and I had an internal battle with myself, which not a lot of people may understand, but I said, I have everything. What else is there to get? I got money, I got a wife, I got kids, got a good team. What else am I motivated for? So I think that played on my head because, I felt like I made it a little bit, and I lost my hunger. And once you lose your hunger, you lose your ability a little bit. There was a point in the season where we weren't doing good at the start of the year, and they came up to me and they said, we're gonna start getting rid of guys, and because, we need to make changes. This is a big organization. And, I was one of those guys, I was on that list. When I heard that, it clicked, something clicked in me. I can't move my family. I got 2 kids, they were in school. I got a wife that was making friends. I can't just, go halfway through the year. I've done it before, but my kids are older now. They can't continue to move around just at the drop of a hat. So, after I heard about this information, I changed my entire year. The next game I had 26, 29, 27, triple-double.
Well, if you've just tuned in, you're watching the Dylan Ennis Show.
So, things were looking up and up. I enjoyed it, but, the year, it wears on you. The stresses of being a father, a husband, being away from family a lot, and I think it got to me. From doing things that were uncharacteristic of me, going out to drink, more than I should have, staying up late, wondering, why am I going through this? Why am I feeling anxiety, a depression, when I have a beautiful family, I make a lot of money, I'm doing what I love. Why am I feeling like, life isn't good? But it took time for me to, find myself again. I got a therapist. There's a second time in my life that I spoke to somebody, outside of friends and family. The first time was when I was in college. I had a season-ending injury, and I didn't know how to deal with it. And it never was at a point where it was detrimental to my health or to my family, but I knew something was wrong. So getting a therapist this year, it definitely helped me a lot. Finding myself again, and I'm confident in saying that having somebody to talk to that has no clue, you know, what my career is about, what my history is, but I'm able to tell them. I'm just able to speak to them. You know, it helps a lot. So I think, you know, that was a big reason why I got back to my peace. You know, there was times where me and my wife, you know, she's my best friend in the world, and, you know, we had our tough times where she said, you know, Dylan, you have to find yourself again. Because, you know, I'm a father, I'm a husband. You know, there's a lot of stress, you know, being at this pinnacle. But, you know, I try to stay grounded. I try to continue to be me. This craziness that I was going through mentally, you know, I was able to have the best season of my career. Every stat that I've had, assists, points, rebounds, steals, minutes played, everything, you know, went up. So you see Dylan Ennis on the court, and you see him as the star. You know, people were calling me king. People were saying, don't ever leave us. People were saying I was the savior.
Well, if you've just tuned in, you're watching the Dylan Ennis Show.
But, you know, I was going through a mental battle that nobody was able to see. And if it wasn't for my wife, you know, I wouldn't be able to get through that. You know, she helped me through it. You know, she had to deal with a lot of uncharacteristic Dylan that nobody else has to deal with. And, you know, I'm so thankful for her, because I wouldn't be able to get back to myself if it wasn't for her. My kids, I can't tell you. Can't tell you how much my kids mean to me. They're able to take me away from reality. They almost are God sent. I'm not saying they're perfect, but they're the closest thing in this world to perfect for me. You know, I get emotional because you try to be the best person you are for your kids, and obviously for your wife. You want them to be proud of you. And there was times where I wasn't even proud of myself. But after bad games, after tough times, I had a tough day, I just look at them, and, you know, they changed my whole mentality with everything. When I had both of them, I've never had a bad day having kids. I had a tough day. I have had tough days, but never a bad day. They're the biggest blessings in my life. And, you know, when you go through tough times, you look to who to turn to. And, you know, my kids are always somebody, two people that I can turn to, because, you know, they don't care if I score 30 points. They don't care how much money I make. They don't care about anything. They just care about playing with daddy all the time, and daddy being the monster. So, you know, being a good person and being pure and finding myself and being happy, it's predicated on them, because, you know, I want to be there for them. I want to be the best me that I can be for them.
Yeah, boy! Give you a high five! Give you a high five, boy! Yeah!
And then, you know, you think you play overseas, you know, I always wonder if I'm doing the right thing for them, because obviously, you know, they live a great life. They're traveling around the world, but at the same time, they're not growing up with their family. They're not growing up with their aunts, their uncles, their grandparents. They don't get to go to their cousin's house on the weekends. I know people say, you know, you live a perfect life. It's not perfect. It's not. I wish it was. Yes, I get to do what I love, and I love it. I'll never change anything that I'm doing. But at the same time, you know, I sit up sometimes at night and I wonder, you have one life to live, and they're not getting to see their grandparents, and, you know, they don't get to experience those things with their actual family members. We see our family once or twice a year. Some of my family I haven't seen in 3 years. It's crazy. We had COVID one year, Chance was born the next year, and then Chance didn't have a passport. So this is the first time I've been back to Canada in 3 years. You know, some people visit. My mother was able to visit after 3 years. And, you know, when I seen her, I completely broke down.
Surprise!
Yeah. I told you.
Oh, I'm so happy to see that.
I'm an emotional person, as you can see. Completely broke down. You know, all those emotions just come back. And my father was able to see me. He flew up. My brother actually lived about an hour, 2 hours away.
Say it. Say it. Say it. Say it. What?
You know, seeing him every 2-3 weeks, that was amazing to me. And you think, you know, you're just seeing your brother every day. You guys don't realize I grew up with him. That was my best friend. I have 6 other siblings. They're my best friends. And to not be able to see them, it's tough. You don't know when time's over. And, you know, they're growing up. They're experiencing things that I don't get to experience. You know, we have Instagram and we have social media, but, you know, it's not the same to see somebody every day. And what I think people don't realize too is they think that, you know, I'm just going through this. They think that only the athlete's going through this. If you have a wife, she's away from her family too. My wife, her family's in Australia. It takes them 30 hours to just get to where we're at. And they do it. They do it once or twice a year. And they would do it more times. But obviously they have a life too. They have to work. But, you know, it kills them that they don't get to see us. And, you know, this is not to say, you know, to feel bad for me. I live an amazing life and I love it. But this is just to show you that it's not as easy as people make it seem. We have fans out there who, not just from this year, but from all years, they, you know, they're racist. You know, I'm having bad games and, you know, I have to open my Instagram and see, you know, go home, you monkey, this, that. You know, it's not easy to, you know, just suppress all that. And yeah, they're fans. They don't know what they're talking about. They may never have played the game before, but you're human. You read it, you're human. You start doubting yourself. You start doubting, you know, am I doing this for the right reasons? And why am I doing this if I'm getting the hate from fans and I'm just trying to do the best I can? There's only one other person that I think right now that I know, that I see every day that is as strong as me, and that's my wife. You know, we go through this together. She's tough. She's one of the toughest people that I ever met. And I get emotional talking about her because I see the same struggles that I deal with, that she is. And I get frustrated sometimes because I want her to be happy, but I know it's not easy. It's not easy on her. But she does the best she can. That's all I could ask for. I do the best I can. And our kids are amazing and they just go with it. And when it's all said and done, we're gonna look back. We're gonna be in our big house. We're gonna be around family. And we're gonna look back. And we're gonna say it was all worth it. I promise you. So this is just episode 1. I don't think that all the episodes will be as emotional as this one. But, you know, what my plan is to do is to, you know, show you, you know, my whole summer. You know, I want you guys to, you know, see, you know, what I do in the summertime, but also, you know, I'll speak about, you know, what I go through overseas, and you guys will get a better insight. You know, we're planning to, you know, do a few more episodes before I have to head back to Europe in August. You know, I want to give you the background, the life of me, the life of my family. You guys get to see everything. You guys get to see what, you know, people don't talk about. People don't speak on. You know, I know you have to be vulnerable to speak on it. You're scared that, you know, people might look at you a different way than, you know, you want them to portray you. But, you know, for me, you know, this is me. You know, what you're going to see in these videos and these clips is fully me. And, you know, I think, you know, people could appreciate that. You know, I've been on a long journey, you know, from the time I picked up a basketball till now. And not just basketball, life. You know, I've been through a lot, but, you know, I love every single chapter of it. I love the good and I embrace the bad because, you know, the failures have actually did more for me and made me more of the man that I am today than the good times. So, this summer there's going to be more episodes coming, but I really hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I can't wait to shoot the next one.